We're back in the building. We are back in the building, ladies and gentlemen. It's another Sunday. Let us start the show. It's good when you see the brothers never on time, you know. This is a good, this is a brilliant sign. Ladies and gentlemen, it brings me great pleasure and an absolute honor to bring to you the number one podcast in and around the world, the universe, the planet. Ladies and gentlemen, let me start the show in the magical words of dream it, believe it, become it.
Coming up, you know what time it is. We
You
say
know
to
what time it is. It's that
we,
time.
we say to
Excellent. You know, we have to do the what's it? The
the
preamble for
dignity,
the
the dignity
yeah,
style.
the dignitaries. That's it. I was looking for the word. Old tight Steve Bailey 3482 first man in the dance hall. And usually it's Jermaine, but big up Steve Bailey. You beat him to it today. Old tight Elliot Francis 4187 Superman Sultan. I see you, bro. He says big up to the both. Big up to you both. Hope you are all good. Great show as always. You know that, Mister Ota AAV develops 1615. TKO 11 is in the building. Is that 11 or 111? You know the eyes have to strain. They're not too strong like how they used to be. Ota,
You
yeah.
want to put your big glasses. That's what you want to do.
I got bro. I got my Dennis Taylors. These are not even real glasses, but remember Dennis Taylor, the snooker player,
Of course, we remember Dennis Taylor, the,
serious
the,
snooker
the
player. I
bad
got my
boy
Dennis.
snooker player. You can't muck around with that man, there, too.
Yeah, he had a little roly poly as well. So all the fatties out there, they can relate to him. Old type Dennis Taylor. We ain't forgot you, mate. Old type Miss Levi 30. She is here. As always in the building, Philip Answer 4568 Brick House Capital, the one, the only. He says, big up to my brothers. Bubba T, the master tactician, and Spenny Rankin, the oracle of boxing. When Jollof Rice, when Jollof Rice and
All
rice
right,
and
the
peas
teams come
come together.
together.
History is made. South London in the building, running things. You don't know. Otat Daniel Grace, Jay Lanks is always here with us. Skyline and the editor, Daniel J. Boateng, Ghana in the house. Otat Dean Campbell, 2133. Sammy J, as always. He says, Sammy, hope you are blessed. Evening, Spencer Tunde, and all on the live. That comes from Joe Barrow. And yeah, old type Grace, what's that? Grace Edmonds, 5176. Step up 2801, Jamaica and Nigeria. Big up my brothers. And JK Better Life, he says, yes, Kings. All right, Spence. You know that time. It's time to get busy. We have a lot to discuss. As usual, people are texting me at a time when I've been available all Sunday. And you choose to text me right now when the show is running, but it is what it is.
That is what it
Spence,
is, bro.
where do we start? Um, I mean, we got the show to talk about up there in Doncaster last night. Also, a show in Norfolk, Virginia, featuring Keyshawn Davis and Nabil Albright. I think that's how you pronounce it, or
Yeah, right.
Nazir Albright. And yeah, just a general chit chat. We also have our young gun, the US correspondent, letting us know things about boxing and around boxing from a different perspective in the US of A. But Spence, Fabio Wardley wanna go back in there with this madman. I shouldn't even call him a madman because that's my boy. Um, Dangerous, Dynamite, Daniel Dubois. And first off, what are your initial reactions, or what was your initial reaction when you heard that Fabio is triggering the immediate
You, you
rematch?
know, you know what? First and foremost, yeah. Let me just say a massive big up to Solomon Dubois, the youngest one.
Yeah. Another one coming through the
No, he just
system.
won the nationals today. So
Oh
literally
wow!
about 15 minutes ago, the dad texted me, David Stanley Dubois, just texted me and
Mm.
said to me, yeah, He just won the nationals at 57 kilos.
Wow.
So
featherweight.
At featherweight. So a massive big up. It's like, especially that the Michael Jackson movies out, yeah. My sound's all right, yeah. Everything's all right.
Yeah, everything's cool.
I just got to fix back my laptop, mate. So yeah, all the credit in the world should be given to that father for how he's reared all of his children to become champions.
1,000,000%. And
right?
Again,
that is something wonderfully serious. We got to give him all the props in the world. You know what I mean? All the props in the world, because like what he has done or what he's managed to do with his children, yeah, it's really and truly unprecedented. Especially because he didn't box.
Certainly in this country, definitely.
Yeah, in this country. Because what I'm trying to say to him, like, he didn't box. If the dad boxed, then I say, I get it. So you're trying to, you know what I mean? The dad didn't box. So yeah, I mean, he had a dream, he had a vision, and he's passed his dream and his vision on to his children. So all the credit in the world to him. But now let's get back to what we have to talk about, Tunde, that is Wardley. No, all the credit in the world should be given to Wardley, you know.
Is it praise or is it foolhardiness? Because
no, Tunde, listen. I was watching the fight earlier today.
Yeah, I know you was, because you was giving me on the phone commentary.
I'm learning from the best, Tunde. That's what happens. You rub off on me, right?
Come on.
And when you see those kind of gargantuous punches landed on a man, right? You have to wonder to yourself, yeah? You funny guy about pork pie from Desmond's, right? You have to, Alan Skills, you have to wonder to yourself, yeah? What on earth would anybody want to say that they want to go back in the ring with that guy?
Well, I think the most obvious is financial first.
I don't think it's financial to me.
Well, yeah. Obviously, a fighter is
Wardley, no.
A fighter. Well, it's prize fighting. It's prize fighting. So financial definitely has to come into that. But ultimately, for a fighter, he wants to win, and regardless from anything coming from the outside, Fabio Wardley wants to win, believes he can win, and that's the reason why you have good management to have that immediate rematch in the contract. So I feel like, I mean, us as neutrals, because we are neutrals, we're not in the camp, but we do have a say based on experience. I'm like, just like yourself, I've watched that fight over and over again. And my personal opinion is Fabio must see or feel something within himself that he can beat Daniel. I'm not too sure.
So, this is what I'm saying is this. There's times where you can come second best at something. It could be with anything, yeah? We're just happening to use boxing for its analogy. And you think to yourself, if I had like another 10 minutes, I could have done something different, right? And maybe, just maybe, yeah, we will touch on Dennis Rappaport, right? Maybe, just maybe, we would think to ourselves, if I had that opportunity again, what I'll do differently. And boy, I don't know what he's got to offer differently in that short space of time, because 5 months.
Is that how quick the rematch has to be?
Yeah, it has to be within 5 months, right? Because he was the champion. He made a voluntary defense, so you're entitled to an immediate rematch within 5 months duration of time. So we shall see what changes that he can apply within that time. And there's a funny thing that I think he could put in a better performance. But what I don't know is the physical implications from taking them hellacious punches. And they were hellacious. I don't know.
Question from Bobby Wright, Tunde and Spencer. Was the first fight proof Fabio belonged at elite level, or did Dubois expose him? Spencer Fearon.
That That is a man's got wins over Fraser Clark, who's
Joseph Parker.
Joseph Parker, and Justin
Fraser
Henry.
Clark hasn't proved that he's world class. He hasn't proved
No,
really
I'm not
British
saying
people
world
say.
class. I'm talking about the pedigree. What Fraser Clark went into the fight with Tunde.
No,
Fraser
this
Clark.
is amateur, bro. That's amateur, bro.
Yeah, but it's
Fraser's my guy.
I
Fraser's
understand.
my guy.
Yeah, but
Fraser's
it's
my
still
guy. But he's
pedigree though.
not proved that he's above British level yet.
Okay, I agree with you. I'm not disagreeing with you, my friend. Right, but what I am saying is this: is that he had to slay him to prove to himself psychologically, like when people talk about I ain't no amateur fights, that I could come through, that I haven't had any amateur fights.
Yes.
Now fought a man that was an elite as an amateur.
Yes.
And I beat him. So maybe that was his part of his studying there, or him ticking off on his to-do list. Like maybe psychologically to himself as well, thinking, right, well, I just beat a guy that was a top amateur, a guy who was an Olympian, a guy who was a Commonwealth Games gold medalist, a guy that was an ABA champion. I've just beaten him.
Yes.
Right. For him, for his own sake, then maybe that's right. But then how vicious he was when he banged out, when he knocked out
Joseph Parker.
When he stopped Josie Parker, that was impressive because Josie Parker was having him up, but Josie Parker was having him up because Josie Parker had pedigree over him, right? And he had fight experience, and he has been a former world champion. But then we also got to be realistic and say, like, Josie Parker came second best to Dylan White. Dylan White only had one or two amateur fights. I don't want to hear.
No, he had more than that. He had a few amateur fights. Remember, he fought AJ twice.
No, he fought him once in the amateurs.
Okay, once. Okay.
Right, fought once in the amateurs. I think he only fought once in the amateurs. Then they'd be banning him because they was. I remember Chris Oko was trying to bring him to Jamaica.
Well, this Yarde had one fight, and it was against Anthony Joshua. Nah. He had more than one fight. He had more than one fight. He couldn't have one fight. And that first fight being against AJ.
I think that was his first fight, Tun.
Bro, they're trying to stitch man up.
Right, that was his first fight. And then the board, yeah. Anyway, and then the ABA got wind that he was some kickboxing champion, man.
Yeah.
And they said, get out of here, right? So what I'm trying to say is this: I commend Wardley for taking a rematch and taking a straight rematch, right? And I'm not going to turn around and say, like, when people say he's the elite level, he's not elite level, right? Because he's not, right? Because
I got my own perspective on that, but I'll let you finish.
Well, he's not elite level because in my mind, when I think elite is the creme de la creme. No, then you're not, because in the elites are the Furies, the elites are the Usyks, right? They're elite. Everybody else comes underneath that. You know what I mean? To Joshua, when he decides to do what he does, he's still elite. Right? But everybody else, you're below that. So no.
What makes Anthony Joshua elite?
I think his resume of the people that he's been in there with, the fact that he's got a win over Klitschko, the wins that he had. If you looked on him, we were saying, like, when it came to resume, Anthony Joshua at one time had the best resume of any heavyweight in the world.
Yes.
So that's why I'm saying Anthony Joshua's elite. I'm not going to take away from him.
Okay, well, Anthony Joshua is elite level. That's the first thing. But my spin on the question, Bobby, is of course he's elite level. Of course. He's beaten a world champion, coming off of 2 wins against definitely one world champion in Deontay Wilder, and definitely a serious contender, a number 1 contender in Zhilei Zhang. The fact that he's got there, I'm saying this, another guy asked me the question as a trainer. I'm saying the fact that Fabio, as you rightly said, has come from the white collar background and not only been in a ring with world champions, but beaten ex-world champions, he's elite. I'm saying, do you know how many boxers there are on this planet Earth? Getting to that level is not by mistake. So I get what people are saying as that, yeah, he's not actually you know, showing anything in terms of visually, in terms of maybe skills or etc. etc. But the fact that a man got there, this is how I've always looked at it as a trainer. I'm like, bro, any man that's there in the ring for us to be commenting on and critiquing at a world stage, on a world stage where the world, is watching, is elite level. Now, are they showing elite skills? Roy Jones skills, Usyk skills, Floyd Mayweather skills? Maybe not. But I just feel like for a man to reach that level, that's a man that you talk about manifestation and
No, he's listened to Dream It, Believe It, Become It, because when I saw him play walk, I said, you are the walking epitome of that.
100%. And that's why I don't really downplay anyone who's performed at that highest level, because as a trainer, I know how difficult and how pinpoint focus you need and have to be able to even step into the ring with a man that has won a world title, or and then you've beaten them. He broke up Joe Parker. Joe Parker's a serious guy. As you say, Joe Parker was the former WBO world champion. Fabio was
you can't take away from that.
You can't take that away. Fabio was elevated to the WBO champion because Usyk didn't want to fight him. Now, again, when we talk about elite level, you mentioned Tyson Fury and AJ, but none of them ain't fought Fabio. None of them ain't fought Fabio. Just like you can say X, Y, and Z. Nobody has fought the person who we're talking about, the person in question. So for me, Fabio Wardley, 100% is an elite level heavyweight. Why? Because out of, let's say, 15 heavyweight fighters on the planet Earth, Spencer, on the planet Earth, this man is in the mix. In the Ring magazine, this man, Fabio Wardley, is in the mix. Daniel Dubois is there. We know Daniel Dubois is an elite champion because this guy was the King Slayer. He slayed my brother AJ in Wembley. He's a King Slayer. And so now Fabio has got himself in a position by prayer, by hard work, by manifestation, by, repeating, repetition of full mind, body, everything, spirit, got himself into a situation where he's competing against these guys. Yes, maybe, we all know he didn't beat Daniel, but he got there. So I don't want to elongate it, even though I feel like I have
media 01. He says Wardley probably rationalized. He's saying thank you very much for the $5.99. He said,
let me put that. Wait. Thank you, Media Alert, for the €5.99. He says Wardley probably rationalized it by saying that they scored 2 knockdowns within the first 2 rounds. I do believe 5 months is too fast after such a fight. Spence?
I agree to an extent, and I'm going to tell you why. We don't know what's in the mind of a man. You know what I mean?
Spirit. Yeah. The spirit of a man.
Yeah, we don't know what's in his heart. And I believe that he is a fighter and he seriously wants to be back in the ring. And because he seriously wants, me personally, I would like to see him rest. Right?
Yeah, definitely. Me from a trainer's perspective, being with someone who's competed at that level 3 times, I know that rest is imperative.
Right, exactly.
It's imperative. And I don't think, I know, I've never had a fighter in such a brutal fight, although AY and Beterbiev was fight of the year. This was fight of the year over a long sustained period. This is 11. Was it 11 rounds? I think it was
11 rounds, right?
11, and the beating, the blood, the claret from your eyeball, everything swell up. I'm like, nah. A man has got spirit, but I feel he does need. I feel like he needs to have a little bit more rest. Maybe, but as you said, we just don't know how a man heals.
No, I'm saying he's hard. We can say, and also props to him. He's a gentleman. Do you know what I mean? He's a gentleman. Right. He's a gentleman, and I'm saying like him going out and saying like he wants the rematches because there's something in him where he feels that he could win. Just within him, nothing to do with his trainers, training program, this, that, within himself. And if he's got that within himself, then I'm saying then go for it. That's what I'm saying.
For sure. I mean, I definitely agree. I definitely agree with you. Media also says 100%. You can never or you can't fault the spirit of a warrior. Humbly, I would propose that these type of fights shorten careers. In the end, the team should be fully aware of the risk that this will have. Again, I think sometimes I say to myself, as fans, as people, maybe it's like we overcare for the fighter, but the fighter knows himself. Sometimes we can say a fighter knows himself, but sometimes there's people around you that notice things about you after such a contest. And the onus is on them to say, you know what? Yeah, I hear all that warrior thing.
I'm also saying sometimes a fighter needs saving from himself.
That's the point I just said. That's the point I was making, or I thought I made it. But yeah, and he says, you know what, the team, but it's a very difficult call. I mean, this is why I say Ben Davison and what's the other guy's name?
Who?
Ben Davison's partner.
The
technician man.
Lee Wiley.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah. They come into Fabio's career at a particular point in time.
When they early though, they came in early though, didn't they?
I don't even know. But the point is that Rob, I'm keep saying it. I'm gonna keep saying it, man. Rob is the one that should sit down. And Fabio, again, as a fighter, I've been around fighters that's got this massive ego. You gotta humble yourself. You gotta take that ego away. You gotta take that ego away and listen to a man. If a man's saying to you, bro, a man that you come up with from the start, that man should say, Fabio, listen, mate, we've had a fantastic run. That was a big fight, a big brutal fight. Definitely fight of the year. That's fine. It will take some to beat that, but I do feel you need a longer break. Is he gonna say that? I don't think so, bro. But that's what I'm trying to say. Like, I think that people get too PC. They get too in this job thing, like this job title thing. Like, yeah, I'm the coach. I'm like, no, brother. Like, that's your man. Because
like it is when these it's a very difficult one. I'm going to explain to you why
it is very difficult.
Right, it's very. I tell you why, because them man are under some different fire right now. They're getting flames, right?
They get what? Say that again.
They're getting flames right now. That camp, the trainers, everyone else, they're getting flamed, right?
Well, I don't. You know me. I mean, you know me. I literally do not watch no one's business.
I know. So I'm telling you. They're under major attack right now, right? And you see, when you're young, you're quick to want to rectify your mistakes instead of taking your time. You want to rectify it with one man, or do you want to slay the whole army, right? So sometimes you just got to take time.
Can I just say something that just come into my head?
What?
Spencer, it's you that make man start throwing the towel last night. It's you that make two trainers throw in the white towel last night. It's because of you.
Why? Why because of me?
It's because of you, because the trainers must be saying, you know what, bro, Spencer burned some fire in us last week. Spencer burned some fire in us last week, and I don't know if I can take that heat for Spencer start coming in here and start calling my pussy class. They're like, nah, mate, that old Spencer Fearon. I don't need none of that, mate. I don't need that. I'm telling you, that's what was going through their mind. They're like, no. You see that heat from Spencer? I don't need that.
Bro.
You know what? I didn't even, because I don't have, you know me anyway. The fighters right know it. Like, I stay out of the politics side. I'm just involved in my own business. But I watch boxing, and I was going to put back on my X account and just credit Billy Nelson
He done a great job.
because he actually gave his fighter a chance to show him to prove to himself that he was a warrior. But at a certain time in that fight, Billy Nelson said, "No, sir, this one here, this one here ain't going on no more." And he saved McGregor. Maybe if that's the last fight of his career, I don't know. But he actually saved McGregor from taking further punishment because these guys are warriors. These guys ain't quitting. These man, there's certain guys that ain't quitting. There's certain man that are like, if they're fighting a certain Nigerian man, they'll be like, sir, I can't take this no more. Whisper to the ref, stop the fight. But there are certain individuals, certain fighters that just won't go out. They have to go out on their shield. And Billy Nelson, big up Billy Nelson last night. And also, let's talk about before I do that, what's the time now, Spence?
It's called 26 minutes.
26 minutes past. Without further ado, let us bring in our US of A correspondent, the one, the only, the junior golden boy, aka Junior Knowledge. AKA Junior Knowledge in the building. How you doing, young man? Let me unmute your mic. Unmute your mic. Your mic is muted. You gotta be ready, man.
Hey, coach. Hey,
Mr. How you doing?
How you doing, man?
Good.
I see you got the little shape up, the trim, everything. Glasses are gone. You're like, yeah, I'm gonna show out on these little UK man. Cool. Stay easy. Junior Spencer, how you doing? First and foremost.
Good, sir. Good, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Let us just continue what we were saying about Wardley, because the point we didn't discuss, can he actually win this rematch? That's what I would say. Can Wardley win this rematch? Did Wardley show you, any of us, anything in that first fight that makes us believe that he has a chance in the rematch? Because from what I saw, Daniel Dubois is going to be even better in the rematch.
You know what? Let me tell you this now. If I'm not even concerned about whether we can win the rematch, right?
Okay.
I'm not. This is my concern. My concerns is the adjustments that he's going to have to do. And I know they listen to when we talk, because just by the outbursts that I've been getting from certain trainers and the DMs that I've been receiving, I know you listen, right? But
they're watching,
right? And it's Tunde that make it worse while they start listening. When they start Spencer. So what I'm saying is this. My concern isn't whether we can win the fight. My concern is him making the right adjustments to stay in there because you won 2 rounds, right? And even in the 2 rounds where he scored the knockdown, Daniel Dubois still managed to stick it on him to let him know that I'm here, I'm present, I'm here to fight.
Yes.
Right? And that to me is very concerning because, and I posted something today from Jerry Cooney about the jab. And Jerry Cooney says, like, if you throw 100 punches, 80 of them should be the jab. Right? And I'm going off of the back of that there was a lack of fundamentals that caught him out. But the thing about it is this, is the lack of fundamentals has got him this far. So therefore, we can go by the old adage that if it's not broke, then do not fix it.
Yes,
right?
Sir.
But,
yes, sir.
Yeah, I hear that, but I would like to see from their team, and they could tell me that I'm wrong, but to have different game plans. Now, I only saw Fabio doing one thing in the whole fight, right? One thing. I didn't see him change up stuff. If he goes into this rematch, because, like I'm telling you, the seriousness of this game, and Tunde knows more than anybody else because he used to train Daniel Dubois when he was young. He never even had his big man strength. Now Daniel Dubois is 28 years old. He's growing.
I'm not going to lie, Spence. Even when he was young, bro, this brother can lick.
Yeah, and I agree with you, but I'm saying
Yeah.
then what do you think? How do you think he's eating now, then, Tunde?
Yeah,
I mean,
sure,
now,
for sure.
right, because you're going to get the maturity and strength, and you can see it now because he's training. He's most probably trained the same. I know Don doesn't cut corners with his training. He's also got very, very S&C guys around him. Yeah, he's got a little bit of a tie around him now. Yeah, it's not because he's not training. You know, do you remember like Junior Golden Boy can remember when Ali made his comeback and and in his second fight with Oscar Bonavini, he said, "Look, I'm training, I'm running, I'm doing everything, but I can't get rid of his belly." Right? Ali at that time was 28 years old.
Yep.
What age is that right now?
28, my man.
Okay, so he's getting that mature body now. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Getting that seasoned meat. There's the difference. So if their man can't make the right adjustments, they're gonna have to do a lot of adjustments. But I think that everything comes from authenticity, and authenticity has to be of the jab. You know why? Because we need to be fundamentalists. And the fundamentals, or the key fundamentals, is Junior Golden Boy knows, Tunde Ajayi knows, because Tunde used to box as well, 6-0 as a pro. The fundamentals, when you walk into the gym, the first thing that you're taught is how to stand and how to throw your left hand. So if your left hand is the first thing that you're taught, that is the most important thing. Because they're not going to show you. They're going to show you how to throw uppercut, left hook, over the top, roundhouse, right hand. No, we teach you how to jab. As the late, great Tommy Brooks, when he came on our show, you know what I mean? God rest his soul in paradise. What did he say to us when he came on the show? He came on
about the fundamentals.
Think about the fundamentals. And what was it also? He said that he trained with Archie Moore. When he was training with Archie Moore made him work 6 months on just throwing the jab. So I'm going to say this again. A big right hand can take you around the corner, but a good jab, my brother, takes you all around the world. Take the floor.
Okay, Junior, your opinion on how and if he actually wins this rematch, what can he do different? I've got my own opinion, but I'd like to hear you guys first.
We already know he got the heart. Like, he's going to stay there. He's going to be there. To follow up off the jab thing, if he's my fighter, I'm telling him we need to work.
Spencer, hold on, wait, Spencer, what you doing?
Yes, sir.
Spencer, what you doing, bro? This guy's always eating, you know. He ain't got no cap. He just starts eating on the show, just random, like when we talking, and this guy just starts eating. I don't know. Anyway, this guy.
Hey, he's retired. Both of y'all retired. There you go. Go ahead, eat, Go ahead.
Thank you.
Go ahead, eat, legend.
We never retire. Never. That is it's only a fool that's retiring. No man is retiring. But anyway, go ahead.
Yes,
sorry.
I would tell him, if he's my fighter, I'm telling him we need to work on picking first. The jab as well, but we need to work on picking. We already know Danny's coming forward. We already know Don Charles is going to tell Danny Dubois, look, Dino, this is what I need you to do. First round, we're going to immediately press forward, but don't get caught with nothing stupid, but immediately press. I take his confidence away early. Inch forward from the jump. Don't let him get no confidence. So if I have Fabio, I'm probably going to tell him and work on in camp. Soon as you feel, okay, Daniel Dubois touches your glove, don't chase the pit. And for people who watch who don't know what the great James Baker, who was in the amateurs, real great amateur, good pro, you know, he was one of the only guys who Floyd, he's like my uncle. He fought Floyd in the amateurs. Floyd beat him, come back, beat Floyd. You know, he was really good. He was everybody's favorite fighter. One of the things he was like, he said, good with picking, but just this little bit I was doing, I would pick and I would bring my hand here. He said, that's good. You're not bringing it all the way out here.
Listen.
And I said,
my son.
Listen.
I'm going to do it from this angle. So I was sparring and I would pick the shot and I was pulling it here. Just that little bit right there. He was like, that's a good pick, but you still chasing it. And I was like, yes, sir. My dad was what he was telling me. He was like, turn it from right here. Where you hold it, just turn it. Because your hands right there should be still touching. That way you could catch and catch. Soon as Daniel Dubois, I'm telling him, soon as Daniel Dubois touch your glove, shoot. Immediately. Don't wait nothing. Don't wait nothing. Don't sit there for nothing. Soon as you feel Daniel, because you know Daniel's going to come just like this. He's pulling in like this. Immediately, I want you to touch his glove. If anytime I want you to lead your hand, anytime we lead, I want you to touch his glove and stab him. I want you to shoot at his shoulder. I want you to shoot at his throat. I want you to shoot at his collarbone. And I want you to shoot at the body. Stab. But as soon as you stab, I want you either rolling out, pulling over, and take a walk, take him on a stroke, walk to the right. Or I want you to slide under and go to the left.
Hold on. Razaman, you joker. Bro, did you just see what this guy done to Zerdo Ramirez? Get out of here, man. Come out the dance, pussy old. Sorry for my language. Sorry for my language. Carry on, man. Bro,
don't let me run off for you.
Don't let me run off for you. Spencer start making me cuss bad word.
Don't chat, baby.
Any nonsense, you will be eliminated. I'm even looking for the comment again. Come out the dance, man. Bro, sorry. You know me, I'm hot-tempered. When I see foolishness, I just have to delete them. Get ban user and delete their comments.
Oh, I wouldn't even what I was about to say first. Like you saying that, but you know how good Anthony Yarde has to be just to get to that level, and how it goes from a whole second. Like when you at the lower level, you have a whole second to make a mistake. Yes, when you get to that level that they fighting at, you got 3/10 to 1/10 of a second to make a mistake, and that's your ass.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. All right. Go ahead. Sorry.
But yeah, but with Daniel Dubois, and if I have fire, I'm telling him, soon as Daniel plots forward, every time you see his foot take that step forward where it's closing that ring, put the jab out there. Soon as he takes a step and he shoots his jab, as soon as it touches your glove, shoot your jab. But immediately step around.
All right. You know the great thing I love about boxing? Everyone's got a game plan. You bring a team from Peckham United and make them try face Argentina or Brazil. You can have the best game plan and have the best tactics in the world. You ain't gonna win. So from our own personal perspective, this is why I don't take no nonsense in the comments. Because I'm like, unless you understand boxing, we are just giving an opinion. There's no need to be disrespectful. Spencer gave his view. Junior Golden Boy has just given his view. But I'm saying, as a trainer, as a manager, as someone that has navigated someone in this position, there are times in boxing that no matter what you do, no matter the game plan you have, it ain't gonna work. It ain't got, and in this situation, it is the main and fundamental reason why I said Fabio Wardley cannot beat Daniel Dubois on a Monday to Sunday. Because even if, and that's not being disrespectful, even if you give him, like we've just so eloquently heard from both you gentlemen, the things that we are supposed to do, Fabio don't have the tools to do that. When you're talking about catching, this is why I said, listen to what Golden Boy is saying, because he's giving man the blueprint. Even Fabio's trainers are listening to you right now. I'm gonna go gym and try and implement it. But what I'm saying is it's not as easy as that. It's not as easy as that, because let me tell you something. When you try to catch Daniel's jab, man, don't be surprised that your wrists
or you hit yourself. God Almighty, Jesus.
So we are just giving from a technical standpoint, but saying it, writing it down, having it on a computer spreadsheet, and I'm telling man, you can come with all the technological. How much people you feel? What do you know, or that you've heard have watched? Yeah, when they're fighting Floyd, just go to the body. Go to the body. What? That ain't gonna do nothing. Because you're just gonna get the counter. Boom, left foot, right uppercut, left foot.
Catch,
break. Catching shots. So it's like, I love it. I love hearing the that's why I don't talk on these guys' podcasts and these platforms and everything like that. Because I'm like, whatever you say, you're always gonna spin it anyway. So me as a trainer, and again, that's one of the reasons why I don't disrespect no trainer or everything. I just give an opinion on our platform. I ain't coming on your thing so you start spinning the narrative and everything like that. I'm saying on The Fight Is Right, in my humble personal opinion, there is nothing Fabio can do. No adjustments can be made. No adjustments can be made to beat Daniel Dubois.
But
Why? Why? Not because Fabio is not an elite world-class fighter. And I hope that everything I'm saying is motivating him for even more. Because, you know, people, they're fighters, gentlemen. They're fighters. They take things personal.
Yeah, they take personal.
And that's great. Because that gives us a better show. I just hope that whatever adjustments are made within the Fabio camp, that I have this man's best interests at heart. So don't be like trying to make the thing go on and thinking that he's gonna land this magical punch like manna's coming from heaven. No manna ain't coming from heaven, as my dad used to say. You got to work. You got to work.
And also we've got to be realistic, son. Yeah.
And you got to be realistic.
We've got to be realistic.
Yes.
Out of the fight, sorry, sir. Out of the fight, which you saw, the 2 rounds that he won, Daniel Dubois was still in the fight.
Trust me.
The 2 rounds that he got the 10-8 in, Daniel Dubois came on strong, you know.
Strong. And I keep saying it. I said it before the fight. You have to understand that Daniel is a work in progress. Me, personally, I still do not believe we have seen the best Daniel Dubois. This youth is going to get better. This youth is going to get better. Now we know on any given Sunday, anything can happen in a professional fight.
It's boxing.
It's boxing. It's boxing. But I just feel like from what I saw, what I witnessed the other night, Daniel Dubois is going to be 100 times better. Because you know why? This time, he's going into the ring knowing that I can touch the floor 3 times, 2 times, or whatever it was, and you can't hurt me. These were discombobulating shots to the back of the head, the top of the head.
You just like, oh, what am I? Oh, come on. Exactly. You know like, everything that's going on around you. You just...
Yeah. Oh, yeah. So, I mean, I love it, you know, and I hope Fabio proves me wrong. Well, I don't hope anybody proves me wrong, because it's not as though... I just watching it from a fan's perspective, and it's always made the best man win. And you know what? We have to understand it's boxing. Nobody should really take it personal other than you yourself, the fighter, and probably the guys that are in your team. And when he is coming to you as a trainer, as a fighter, it's just boxing. Everybody's got an opinion.
Yeah.
Everybody, so I don't know why man's taking this thing so serious. Like, no, you just go in there and prove everybody wrong if that's what you feel. We are just probably adding to your game by saying that, you know, you should do this, you should catch it as soon as you feel it, jab and X, Y, Z. But at the end of the day, I'm not sitting on no fence. I told man from start, Fabio Woody can't beat Daniel Dubois. And Michael Magic Hands can talk the talk and blow smoke up a man's head as much as he wants. Michael, my brethren, said that Fabio can knock out Usyk. Now, that's a horrendous statement to make before you're going in there with DDD. Usyk. You're going to knock out Usyk.
You know what, everyone's got to believe in what they got, their product, their talent. So, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You understand? He's got to say that.
One step at a time, bro.
Yeah, exactly. But, you know, he's got to say that. But me just sitting from how I'm seeing it, I know the things that we'd have to do to try and get victory. And also, this is the next thing. And I'm going to give this one out to you. I'm going to give this one for you for free. I'm not going to give out too much because you ain't paying me, right? And Lee Wiley's getting millions of pounds for giving man tactics. So,
don't watch a man's pocket, man. Don't watch a man's pocket.
I'm saying. So therefore, I'm going to tell him this. There is something why their fighters can't fight anti-clockwise. They fight clockwise.
Why are you talking at the things, man?
No. I'm just telling you this now.
These man the jewels.
It don't make no difference, Tunde. It doesn't make no difference because I can tell you this. They can't teach it because they don't know it. You can only teach what you know.
No. Bro, there's a thing called YouTube nowadays. You just go and watch it over and over
again. Please. Right?
Coach.
Right? I'm telling you, because there was no evasion of Daniel Dubois' right hand, right? There was none whatsoever of the evasion. right? And usually, like you see, like they have that outward left hand, out prodding left hand. They got it out, but it's not like to prod. Like you know how Larry Holmes would stick out his left hand. He's doing that so he can block. He can block your jab. He can block your right hand from it. There's not that. It's like a kind of like just measuring. They're just measuring, but they're not using it for anything. You know what I mean? I'd like to know the science behind that probing hand that they do. But you know what? It's what it is.
Before you go ahead, thank you, Swifty8441. He said, question: did Wardley turn his back on DDD? Not sure why no one has picked up on this. I feel it's an important factor, but you guys are, bro. We
No,
done.
he was
I've been
hurt.
We
saying
did.
that.
We did. We did.
I've been saying that from before the fight started. I'm like, I don't like the way Wardley turns like
Yeah.
this. Because as trainers, as boxing scribes, the left hook. You're open. All that blind moment when you're like this,
Mhm.
left hook in your ass, left hook in your piece, in your two piece. So it's a technical thing, but it's easier said than done. And this is why I feel like on this show we're just giving our views and our opinions on certain technical errors. Listen, I'm sure people have things to say about the guys I train when they fight and what they should do. But I take everything with a pinch of salt. Sometimes I listen to what people are saying, so it is what it is. Golden Boy.
I was gonna say the other thing for everyone watching. Thank you for that. I appreciate it.
Yes.
But
Oh, Ty Daniel.
the biggest thing is you need experience for everything that you've heard Mr. Spencer say, Mr. Tunde said, and I say it comes with experience. And
Yes.
you do those things, you have to be able to have a certain amount of rounds clocked to be able to.
Yes.
You just can't put it in a 12-week or 8-week, 10-week camp, and then
There you
now
go.
this kid under 36 minutes and 10,000 people in lights, and then all of a sudden it's gonna go back because you could be in the best shape and everything you want, but when shit hits the fan in that ring, you go back to digging deep and just doing what you know, and sometimes some guys do. So that's the biggest problem. And you talking about a guy, Fabio, he's gonna be there. You know what he's built for. You know that, okay, this kid wants this. You gotta see it with certain fighters. Like, does this kid really want this? Like, do you really, my father used to say this line, hard work always used to say, do you really want to be a fighter? Because everybody want to be a fighter until it's time to be a fighter.
Yeah. And
Every
we've seen that Fabio is a fighter, is a warrior
Yes.
through and through. And let's get it right. It's his first defeat. He's
Mhm.
gonna want to prove himself to himself that, okay, it's a blip. I'm gonna jump back on a horse and I'm gonna get into it. Let's get it right. It is his first career. He stopped everyone he's fought, apart from Daniel. And we can't discourage him no matter how we feel. Remember, these guys are warriors. This is what they do. And us,
So
whoever
no
we
one's
are.
trying to discourage. I think while I talk of what we're saying, we're trying to encourage. No one's trying to
Yeah.
discourage.
I'm gonna be
Yes,
real with
yes.
you. I don't like it. I really wish he had 2 or 3 tune-ups, and then go.
Yes.
The raw fight will be there. We've all seen this. You guys over there across the pond are different when it comes to boxing. Y'all can sit there. You love y'all fighters, from what I observed, and
Yes.
care more than what I feel we do over here. Like, them days are over from decades ago.
Yes.
And with you guys, you will never get tired of wanting to see that fight. No matter, it could be 4 years from now, you're gonna say, "Oh, Fabio's hasn't lost in a certain amount of time since then, and he had won the title back and done this since then, and it's 2 years since, or 3 years since, 4 years since. All right, let's make the fight again." That, man, it will still be packed at the O2. We've
Yeah, for
seen
sure.
it time and time again. Everybody's gonna sing "Sweet Caroline," and one day,
Sweet Caroline, man.
one day, I'm gonna experience that. One day.
It's
But
coming. Don't watch nothing. The fighters right always make things happen. Victor, he says, okay, Unc T, how would you coach Fabio against Daniel if he was your fighter? Listen, I probably wouldn't coach them much different to what's got him to this point. It's just that the fundamental. Boxing is the easiest sport to talk about, not so easy to do, and hence why I feel like you need experienced people in your corner. not a young team. Spencer's always saying, bro, you brought in James Cook. You know, when you brought in James Cook, that was such a poker move, because it gets to the point where we can't. And I've got experienced people around me that I talked to. Bill Haney was on the FaceTime to me on Friday for at least, bro, we had sparring at least 1 hour, breaking down. I wish I just phone Bill now and get him on the show, because everyone wants to know what's happening with Devin Haney now. I know, but these are guys that phone me and like Bill was on the phone adjusting his phone so I can see the full length of him showing me certain moves in the up jab and how Tony stood a certain way that you would see the right hand coming, and this is what you need. And I don't know if these guys, because they're young guns, really have access. And I think from what I have seen on YouTube, in terms when I click certain, like Dave Coldwell and other people and Barry McGuigan and XY said, given it, I'm like, I don't think you man are chatting to these guys. You don't have that experience that you can take into your training camp with. I don't know what you feel about that, Spence.
Tunde, I absolutely agree, and I'm going to explain to you why. When I came back from covering ESPN, that was my American debut on ESPN. When I've done the ESPN Carl Frampton challenging Jamel Herring for his IBF Super Featherweight title. When I was out there and I was speaking to a lot of people out there, when you're a young trainer, we like to know of what lineage do you come from. So, and when I remember, I went out to Dubai then. So flew out to Dubai and I had to come back and quarantine because that's when COVID was on. So we had to come back and they put you in the hotel, and then me and Tony's on the phone for hours just talking boxing. You know what I mean? And you said to me, yeah, I'm thinking about all the head. You know what I mean? We think about James Cook. And I'm saying, Tun, James Cook is a guy, because I'm very close with my trainer as well. And then Tony said, all right, then boom. He said, yeah, ask James. And I phoned James. And he said, Spencer, you'll never leave me out. I said, no, not me. Tony's really thinking about having you in the camp. And then so said, so done. Right. So what plethora of experience did you get from James Cook, a man that was fighting as an amateur in the 70s? Right? In this country. Right? You're going to pick up things. You're going to pick up little nuances. Why? Because they picked up nuances from other people, and then other people took up nuances from other people. But if you just come into this center thing and you build a circle all around you, and the people around you don't have that plethora of knowledge, your knowledge is only going to stop so high. It's only going to go so high. You need knowledgeable people. You need to be in conversation with knowledgeable people. There's no thing where Tony keeps on going about the black book, because I'm being very fortunate. I speak to greats on a regular basis. That is nothing to me. But these are greats of the game asking me for my opinion. So therefore, you have to be around greats, because when you're around greats leave clues.
Let's not get twisted. We don't know what they are doing in their camp. Ben, Lee, Rob, they may have access to other people. If they don't, I think it's something that they should definitely look on, because, and that's not to say, Spence, it's gonna make a great difference to the outcome of the rematch. And listen, before I go further, let me just old type David G 8071, he says, watch. He said, watch Wardley get sweet talked and hire that Spanish brother, hey, Angel Spencer's brethren, and that coach AJ. He must talk a good game to get hired by these boxers. Laugh out loud. Thank you for the £5. God's what's this? God's Will King 838. He says Wardley doesn't have much choice. His fights all go the same way. He gets hit a lot, whoever he faces, so he should take the biggest money fight, which is what, again, if I had the clap emoji, which is what I said, ultimately the first thing is his money. He's gonna get paid, and I saw someone write, "Why take 5 fights when you could get more money fighting one fight?" So we can't overlook that fact.
But
Golden Boy.
Coach, what do you think? I mean, I hear, Coach. I'm always, I always come to you and Mr. Spirit. I've never been that. Even though now in the gym I'm not the baby no more, I'm like the young veteran guys come to me. I still tip my hat and and listen and don't overtalk the ones who've been there already. Which in this circle right here is you and Mr. Spirit. But like to the person who said why not take the 3 million in one fight or whatever. I always think about the health of the fighter. So I always think of, yes, if we know that 3 million is going to be there,
yes,
put him in the right 3 fights leading up where he's going to get, because for people who are watching who don't know, when you get to a certain level, you do get a minimum. You do get a mandatory. And you'll be like, okay, he's going to get a mil or he's going to get 900K.
No. Let me just stop you there.
Yes, sir.
You have to be in the rooms.
Yeah, you got to be in the room. I'm sorry.
You have to be.
Yes, sir.
You have to be in the rooms. And,
yes, sir.
And that's a negotiated clause.
Yes.
Minimum. So I'm just trying to educate the fighters. Right? Listen, it's not a guaranteed.
Oh yeah, no, it's not a guarantee.
It's not a guaranteed. So there, those are terms that have to be negotiated, minimums, and sometimes promoters don't want to give minimums.
Yeah.
Especially when you're going on a pay-per-view route. They're like, cool. We ain't giving no minimum. It's a straight 50-50, 60-40, 70-30, etc., etc., etc. But carry on, brother.
But so when I say it's like, okay, if this kid is gonna make, let's say, over $500,000 or 900K or 700K or 1.1 the next 3 fights, anywhere between $500,000 to 1.1 the next 3 fights, and then he's gonna get a 3 mil. We just preserved his body. We helped him get back the rust off and get back under the lights and get, okay, all right, he's back. We can put him in there with the right fight. Perfect example. Hopefully I'm not going too far off, but I wanted to bring up David Morrell real quick.
Yes, sir.
David Morrell, he beat a couple of my friends and he was coming along nice. And I remember Hard Work. For people don't, I call my dad's boxing nickname was Hard Work, so I always call him Hard Work. So me and Dad watching him come up. He beats my friend Alantez Fox. And remember, they're
talking. Hold on, say that name again.
Alantez Fox.
Yeah.
Mikey Fox is the little brother. Alantez the big.
He's decent,
Yeah,
he's decent file.
And when we were watching, remember that's when the Benavidez talks was really starting to not just be a throw it out there thing. Now they're pushing it, right? Because he kept fighting on PBC. It was happening at his hometown, at Minnesota, and at the Armory. And I'll never forget this. Hard Work said, it's not a good time yet. And I said, why, Coach? You don't think you're right? He said, the boy coming along nice. He said, but here's the thing. He said, here's the problem. He hasn't been pushed backwards yet. He said, everybody he's fought, he's been able to push back and get rid of. He needs 3 fights to get ready because Benavidez is a different type of guy. I don't really like Rocky movies. Well, I like Rocky movies, but I don't like the fighting scenes. But the other stuff, they kind of tell a lot of the truth. Remember Rocky 3 when Mickey told him, he said, what, they setups? He said, no, they wasn't setups. They were good fighters, but they wasn't killers like this guy. This guy was hurt you badly. That's Benavidez. And so Hard Work says,
it's my job, kid, to get your
he needs 3 type of fight. Hard Work said he needs 3 type of fights to get ready for Benavidez. He needs a guy that's going to push him backwards, a guy that's going to move, that he can be able to catch, that's going to give him at least 8 to 10 rounds, that he got to chase this guy and figure it out. He needs a guy that's going to push him backwards, and he needs a guy that may not push him backwards, but is going to throw a good enough punch to where he ain't going to just be standing there throwing a lot of shots. He going to have to turn him and reset and work his C pattern. Then, and every last one of them guys got to be able to throw at least 60 punches around, because you know how many punches Benavidez is going to throw. He needs those 3 type of fights to get ready for Benavidez. And they're just throwing with these guys where he's getting rid of them. And you throw him in there with Benavidez, and now look at what we're talking about. Oh, well, he's ready for a big fight. Threw him in there with a big fight, and now we're wondering if he's done when you could have took your time and got more money and didn't put him there.
What I feel that definitely the proper way
Yes,
to
sir.
bring along fighters. I feel like we live in an age now where fighters are not given the opportunity to develop unless they have a team, a management team, or a trainer that says, no, sir, we're not taking that fight, which is what I've had to do with my guys. Because it's like, and yes, I keep saying it, Ant's had over 30 fights. That is not many fighters did they have that amount of fights.
But back in the day, you weren't considered a good contender until you fought at least 30, 20, 30
Yes,
fights,
sir.
25
Yes,
fights.
sir.
Fernando Vargas fought his first World Title. Yuri Boy Campus, he was like 15, 16. No, and people was like, is it too soon?
Yeah,
Kid.
yeah. So that's the development. That is actually the right way to develop a fighter. But I feel like the just the era that we're living in now is not allowing boxers to develop the way they really. I think it was what's the saying? 20 to learn. 20.
Microwave Dynasty. Everybody wants
No,
to
no,
do
no.
it
There's a
quickly.
saying that we have over here.
Oh,
Spence, clarify it. I think it was 20 to learn, 30 to earn, or something like that.
Yep.
And fighters are not having 20 fights to learn nowadays. They're not. They're not. They're big. There's so many belts, and they're getting into so many positions, very quickly. With the David Moreau situation, I put that down to poor management. They never done the homework because you would have seen that Zach Shelley previously won the English title, I think, knocked out someone, and also that Zach Shelley had been in there with um, Callum Simpson, other tough fighters. I think Cody, just tough fighters, and you know, with Zach Shelley moving up in weight was always going to be a good choice because he's a naturally he was
he
too
was
big for
boiling
super
down.
middleweight.
Why?
Too
Because
big for super
he was
middleweight.
boiling down to
So
get that weight.
Zach Shelley, although he wasn't considered as a guy that can topple um, David Morrell, they definitely didn't look at the fact that David Morrell had been dropped by Kataev in the fight after Benavides, and they certainly didn't factor in the fact that he was supposed to fight Callum Smith, and then all of a sudden, a week or two later, he's fighting Zach Shelley. So there's no time to really. He's probably calming her down. Remember, because he was after the Callum Smith disappointment. He was calling out Ben Whitaker. He said, "How can you be a prospect and you're the same age as me, or even older than me?" Yeah, and then they just threw Zach Shelley's name in it. So I'm like, nah, bro. Yeah, that the team haven't done their homework on Zach to really take off or be physically and mentally prepared for someone that you know is going to keep swinging. So I put that down to the incompetence of the team and the matching. But
Well, you know what?
yes,
Going back to our original point, because we still got other parts to talk about. Yeah,
yeah, for sure.
Going back to our original point. There's a lot of fundamental improvements that Wardley would have to make for this fight happening in 5 months' time, and it's a lot.
5
You know what I
months
mean?
is a
But
quick turnaround.
Right? But what I'm not, I rate his heart and his desire and will, and also his loyalty to his camp. Right?
Yes.
Because I talked to somebody the other day about he's saying, well, nobody was suggesting that you leave your camp because they're the people that got you to where you was getting so you can get scrutinized. So therefore, they must have done something right. Right?
For sure.
Right. They must have not taken nothing away from them. They must have done something right.
For sure.
But this is seriously the hurt business. Okay? Yeah. And you know how this thing is. It is, and especially when you're getting a juggernaut of a person coming at you with 10-ounce gloves on. Right? And now you're going to get a comp, because we've seen this before with Danny Dubois. Danny Dubois comes off of a loss from Usyk, and then he puts in 3 fantastic wins. These 3 fantastic wins go in order of beating Big Baby Miller, who's still rocking and shocking him now, beating Hrgovic, who just got a fantastic win yesterday, even though to line him up to fight Mo Zertama, right? And Anthony Joshua. So we can't take away. So the worst thing with Daniel Dubois is once that boy's got momentum, he's a danger. Right? He's a danger. Right? But all the credit in the world should be given to the young man for saying that I'm activating the rematch clause. But and this is where you've got to know the business. And this is no disrespect to his corner, right? Before they start sending me texts again, right? But if they had known, or it's in the forefront of their mind, that we can activate a rematch clause. That's why not everyone knows boxing. I know Tunde knows it, right? You're a champion and you're making a voluntary defense. You get an immediate rematch if you come in second best. An immediate rematch. So they should have used smarts there. And at the time, look, man, I watched that fight today. I watched it. I have to keep on phoning Tunde. Like, there was a time, I believe it was like end of round 8, when the boy put on a little combination on
yes, sir.
And he slumped to the ropes. He slid across the ropes. And it was the ropes that kind of made him stand up. He slid across the ropes. I didn't like that. Right? I didn't like that. And at that time, I believe he should have been pulled out, because if his corner, if he had experienced men in his corner, they said, don't worry, man, we're going to get him in the rematch. Don't worry. You know what I mean? And he'd be screaming and shouting, no, this, that, and the third. We say, no, because we're going to go prepare better, because we know we've seen the flaws. We know what we're going to go do to administer that in the rematch. But hey, what do I know? Do you understand?
I think this is the highlight of the topic. You know, can he improve? Technically, in terms of his heart, that's not in question. His willingness, but I mean, what is really going to be the game plan? What's going to be the game plan? Go ahead, Junior.
Coach, and Mr. Spirit, if I remember right, back in the day, you guys would lose on pay-per-view, and there would be a rematch clause. And just correct me if I'm wrong. I'm asking because I'm asking. Do y'all remember when it used to be tune-ups? Like, you knew that they were going to fight each other again, but they will fight again on HBO, and it will be a tune-up. And if that guy lost his tune-up, then that guy who he lost to
would get the chance.
Sell it, or
yes, sir.
He'll take it.
Yes, sir. Yeah, that's how. I mean, again, it's down to the. You say it's down. Well, I say like the fighter ultimately has the final say, in my opinion. But this is where you trust your team. You know, after our world titles, we always had a fight or two before the next challenge, and people would say, what's the point in going on? No, you don't understand boxing,
man.
You need the tune-up. This is why AJ is smart. AJ is saying, no, brother, I'm not going straight in there with you. I want my tune-up. I don't care if you guys know who he is.
And I get a purse.
Exactly. You need your tune-up.
And
that's smart business. That's smart business. You're giving your fighter the run out. You're giving them the confidence. Obviously, also it's dependent on the magnitude of the fight, the level of the fight, how much you are in control of everything that's going on. Some fighters don't have that opportunity. They got to go into the fight. Some fighters have lost at the highest level, then they've come back down or been offered a fight with a domestic rival. You ain't getting no tune-up in between, because you're coming from so high, and then you've dropped down. So I get that point as well. But my theory and my study of boxing was always that if you lose the big fight, you get a couple tune-ups before you go into the big fight. Didn't Boots do that? Remember, they wanted Boots to go in with a particular fighter, and his dad said, nah, brother. And in Turkey, he said, no. If you want the tune-ups, go fight on Eddie show or something like that. I remember that. Yeah, and then he ended up fighting this British guy.
We got the first round knockout.
And it was a first round knockout.
Yeah.
So it got him ready for the next. So again, it's horses for courses, and I just believe everybody's in control of their own destiny unless you give that control away.
And
Spence? Go ahead.
I wanted to say to you guys' point with AJ, the only time you didn't see AJ take a tune-up was the Andy Ruiz fight. And I always, in my opinion, when I was on platform, they asked me, I said, I think the reason why he didn't take a tune-up and went straight at me, because what did I tell y'all my followers told me? boxing is not a barbershop, it's a hair salon. Word was getting around about Andy. In that first fight and a couple months after what he was doing and everything. And it was just like Duran and Mr. Ray. Like, oh, I'm going to get him now. Because I know I can get him now. I'm a really...
Sugar Ray. Happy birthday to the great
happy birthday, Mr. Ray.
Yeah, I mean, the 5-weight world champion, the man that world titles from 1979 all the way up to 1988.
The knowledge.
My guy. That's my guy. But I hear that, but that wasn't the reason why they took that rematch. They took that rematch because Skill Challenge was a Saudi company that bid ridiculous amounts of money for that rematch.
Okay.
I think AJ got paid about 30 million to go fight in Saudi. So exactly. So what are you gonna do? You're gonna wait? He said, no. I want that rematch. And also,
I learned something. All right.
Yeah, right. But then also the same rule applied because that was a voluntary defense. It wasn't a mandatory defense. Because remember, he was meant to fight Big Baby Miller.
That's right.
Right, he was meant to fight Big Baby Miller. And then Big Baby Miller got busted for drugs, right? He had more drugs inside his body than a local pharmacist. Right?
Go ahead. I got something to back up. Go ahead.
All right. And then Andy Joshua took on Andy Ruiz and came out second best. And you think about it, nobody would have known Andy Ruiz. You see, like when AJ dropped him when he hit him with an uppercut left hook, that was a horrible shot, you know. The fight could have been over then, but Andy Ruiz got up and he wobbled AJ, and then that's it. That was what happened. But that's why the rematch happened in the way that it did at the time that it did. So when we think about it in history, it's only 4 men to have, on a straight rematch, won back their heavyweight crowns. Only 4 men in history. Floyd Patterson against Ingemar Johansson. Right? Then you had Ali versus Spinks, right? On a straight rematch we're talking about, right? On a straight rematch. Then you had Lennox versus Hassan Rahman, right? And then Anthony Joshua. So only 4 guys in history that have done it on a straight rematch. The other guys who tried to do it, they've come a cropper. So it's, even though it's a WBO type, but now we've got to realize that the WBO is a legitimate heavyweight crown. But for this fight here, it was going to be a lot for, especially like on all of those guys that I mentioned, they never really got beat up. You know, even though Floyd Patterson was down multiple times in his fight against Ingemar Johansson, he never really got beat up like Wardley took. Lennox Lewis never got beat up when he lost to Hassan Rahman. He just got caught with a shot.
Got caught.
You know what I mean? Only when he got dummy with a jab, backed up, then he threw the right hand and knocked him out. Right? Ali never got beat up against Leo Spinks. So these are the things that you got to take into consideration. Like, but did you get beat up?
I can definitely see how this show is gonna motivate Fabio. Fabio's probably listening to this show and he's got his running shoes by the door.
No, you know what? I wish him all the best.
Ready to go running and put in their mouths.
If he's watching Fabio Warrior, I hope you know, bro. I tip my hat to you. You behaved like a pro, like a true fighter. Beginning and you didn't look for a way out. You didn't make no silent agreements. I will always tip my hat to you, bro. Don't take nothing that I'm saying, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. All right, let's move away from that for a hot minute because there's so much discussion.
Coach.
Yeah, go ahead.
I forgot to tell you the Big Baby fight when he was supposed to fight Big Baby.
Yeah,
I got a call and somebody and I said they was like, man, what you think of the Big Baby fight? I said, I don't believe that fight's gonna happen when the bell rings. They said, what you mean? I said, I just got a feeling. Because I just looked down, like, cause I'm in school at the time. I'm in pharmacology class and I'm looking at this. I'm like, you know, certain things when you grow up in the fight game just make you just go.
Yes.
And I said, man, I believe that fight gonna happen when the bell ring. And then
was there any talk at the time?
Yep.
That Big Baby Miller was juicing?
Oh yeah.
Oh wow.
Oh yeah. There was.
Oh wow.
Oh yeah. because he was walking around 315.
And throwing 35,000 punches around.
Yeah, it was.
Is that what the juice does? Yeah, the juice makes you throw X amount of punches. That is mad. Spencer, you're frozen again, bro.
No, don't worry. I'll jump out and jump back in.
Okay.
Yeah. That is wild. That, again, it's always good to have your ears against the wall, and that's why we got the US correspondent, Golden Boy, because there's things that I feel like it's such a global sport.
Yes.
And people often know. And so sometimes when us as fans, we'll be like, why is he doing this or why is he doing that? It's because we've heard that, Pacquiao was taking drugs at a certain time and Floyd is not fighting him until he takes the test. There's always rumors, which could be facts that are going around. And for you to now tell us on the show that, you had the feeling, the people in the US knew that this guy was doping, walking around 350. That's crazy. And throwing that amount of data, really, that's dodgy. That's dodgy. Even if he threw that amount of punches the other day. We're still waiting for the VADA results on that. Because you never know. Spence?
Yeah?
Yeah, your screen's black.
I don't know what's wrong with this damn thing.
He told us that the laptop was active.
The laptop was working, but I don't know what's wrong with it.
He told us, bro, come in and come out again. Otherwise, we're just gonna keep it there as a black screen because even though we can't see you, we can hear you. Try to log out and log in.
And the other thing, I saw somebody, I wanted to speak on this real quick. Somebody commented, was AB a waste of talent?
Yes.
The friend, I want to make sure I preference my comments so it could really be understood. If you understand, and it's not just him, Tank as well, and so many other fighters, you don't come from where they come from in the circumstances they came out of and call them a waste of talent. Now, did they not live up to their full potential? Man, now that's a different talk. So if you understand, like, remember, I don't know, the person who commented that, I don't know if you heard what I said about Twin a couple weeks ago when I was on here. I was like, man, Twin was facing like 88 years at one point when we went.
And for those who don't know what Twin is Adrian Broner.
Oh, Adrian Broner is for people who don't know, he's an identical twin. He has his brother Andre. So he you don't, at one point when we were amateurs, he was facing a lot of years and got out and never fought open. He never fought, Olympic level, like go open. He literally just went straight pro. And when he turned 18. So you don't come out of those circumstances and make it to where he made it to and call him a waste of talent. What you may say is, do you think he lived up to his full potential? Then you can have a different conversation.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And do you think he lived up to his full potential?
No. That's saying a lot because he became a full weight world champ. Now, you can make your squabbles about it. Yeah, he was Al Heyman's darling, and Al Heyman put some of them world title fights when he won his first world title. I'll tell you a funny story, Coach Tunde, while we wait for Mr. Spirit. We were fighting at Rosecroft Raceway. So Twin had just won his first world title in Cincinnati when he had the purple and yellow on, knocked out the Latino guy. The guy was like 27-0. Next week, Jared is like 6-0. Jared's about to fight at Rosecroft. Walk in the dressing room. I get there. And they're all in the dressing room, multiple fighters. Mike Reed, Damon Nichols, all of them. And they go, there go Junior right there. Let's ask. Because if Junior don't know who he was fighting, then we know it was some bullshit.
Yes, sir. Come on.
Who was that dude that Adrian was fighting last week? And I went, I honestly ain't. And because they know everybody sends tapes to me. Everybody, I get messages all the time. Hey, y'all, I'm fighting this dude. Can you watch tape on him and give me a rundown? Sure. Give me 2-3 days. I got you. Because I'll watch. You send me one tape, I still might watch it like for 3 days. I'm not just gonna watch it for one day because I might miss something in that one day that I catch on the third day.
Yes, sir.
I said, I looked up the dude. I had never seen this dude fight before. He made it to 27-0. And they was like, see, this is so Al Heyman made sure he got that belt. Oh, people was up, man. Hot,
With,
man.
well, I mean, Spencer, Broner's 36 years young now. He had a quick career. His career
Man,
was it moved so quickly. And as you said, coming from he's still, never been stopped. Um, but it happened so quickly from, as you say, the circumstances he came for. You can't call this guy a loser, or you can't say he never reached, or he didn't reach certain potential. But are you talking about Ponce de Leon? Nah.
no, not
Uh,
Ponce, not Ponce. I'm gonna show you right now. I'm going to his
oh,
box.
Jason Litzau? No,
Nah, not Jason
he
Litzau. It
had
was
two.
after Jason. I'm going to an Adrian
El
Broner.
Rey Perez was
Eloy,
24 years old.
Eloy was the one he spun around and did the dance on while he was fighting. When he fought for his first world title, where is that? I'm coming up to it. I'm almost there. Because he knocked him out in like the first 2-3 rounds.
And he was unbeaten.
His name was Vicente Martin Rodriguez. He was like
That's
30.
it. Yeah.
Yep,
Yeah, he was 34-2.
34-2.
Yes,
and
sir.
I was like, he's 34-2 and I ain't never seen him.
Yeah, that's for the vacant WBO World Super Featherweight title. I don't know where Spencer's gone. Let me try and give him a shout.
Can I ask you a question, Coach?
Yes, sir.
Did you see what EJ said about Coach about his former coach?
Derek James.
Derek James, Coach DJ.
I saw the headline. I didn't click the video.
I didn't like that.
I didn't. Yeah, I was just about to say I found that very disrespectful. The headline I read, where he said his coach is taking him far as he can. That just sounds like a cop out to me.
Yeah,
because a fighter has to. Derek James never put the alcohol in his hand. Derek James didn't put the alcohol in his hand. Derek James didn't tell him going out there partying, getting drunk that wasn't Derek James. Derek James guided you, navigated you, everything. So what do you mean he's taken me as far as you go? I don't like that. I've never liked that kind of talk. I didn't actually listen to the words of the interview because I didn't click the video, but I just saw the headlines. And I just made my own assumptions from it. But if that's what he said, I find that's bad. That is bad.
I want to see what you think of what I'm about to say, Coach, because I'm going to speak from being the little boy growing up in gyms. What I'm about to say is coming from that little boy holding his dad's hand, going into Hillcrest Gym at 4 years old, seeing Daryl Lattimore, Ruben Ratman Bell, Andrew Townsend, Keith Holmes, seeing all these great fighters.
Yes.
And them coming up from scratch.
Mm-hmm.
And seeing great trainers like the great AD Adrian Davis, Dave Jacobs, Mr. Dave Jacobs, and so many other great trainers from this area. Coach Granddad Tom, I always call him Granddad because he coached my dad, Granddad Tom Browner. So many great trainers, and seeing fighters leave them. This is that little boy speaking. I respect EJ. He got where I wish I was healthy enough to get. So this is not hating what I'm about to say. You cannot say that, EJ, because if you're saying, it's funny that you're saying he took you as far as he could take you after you lost. You wasn't saying that.
Talk the talk.
Like,
talk the talk.
When you was the bone collector, when you was the eye collector, when you was shark season, when you was smoke season, I'm strapping, I'm taking everybody's strap season. When you was all of those things, Derek James was right there keeping your fundamentals sharp, because we all know with your type of style, you are a solid fundamental guy. If your fundamentals ain't sharp, you're gonna destroy whoever's across from them. Like, you can't have any type of opening. Like, remember what Mikey Garcia said about Earl? He said his fundamentals are so good. Remember, we used to call Mikey Garcia one of the best fundamental fighters.
Yes.
And when we fought each other, Mikey Garcia, Ellie Setback went live and was following Mikey from the time he got out the ring on. And he said, man, it was like He said, man, he's a great fighter. He said, as soon as you think you have an opening where you think he'll slip, and it's just all fundamental stuff he's doing. It's nothing like super flashy. As soon as he would go somewhere and move, it's just, you think, oh yeah, he's open for that counter. And he just goes 2 inches further over. Just little fundamental stuff. And then he's there and makes a little opening. Then he'll get the other shots. That's beautiful stuff. And when you have somebody like Derek James, who I've had the pleasure to talk to and everything, it was all good when Derek James was right there in your corner pushing you, and the Sean Porter fights, when he was helping you cut the weight, when you was walking around 178.
Yes.
Kept.
This is what I don't like about Spencer, you know. When Spencer knows that someone else is on the show, he uses it as an excuse to go and cook food, answer messages, and take the piss. Bro, don't start your nonsense, you know. I would love
I don't know what you're talking about. It's a laptop,
I don't know you.
Seriously, it's a laptop.
Are you doing it because you feel like, oh, my guy's here, he got it? Is that why you?
No, that's not.
He just abuses the thing. He's like, yeah, let them man there chat. Let me just ask them, start answering messages and cooking food and ordering Uber Eats and all them delivery and all that nonsense. Bro, don't start your nonsense, because I'm onto you. I'm onto you. Anyway, we will be remiss. Go ahead.
So my promise is that it was all good, and all of a sudden he took you as far as you could go once you lost. That's the most
I hate
Derek James.
Yeah, I feel like that is the most disrespectful thing I hear fighters say. So hold on. So where is your admittance to what you have been doing? Like as I said, Derek James wasn't in the club with you. Derek
or
James
getting the street beefs with rappers because you're friends with a rapper, and then he's chasing you in your car, quiet as is kept, and then you wind up flipping your car over. Quiet as is kept.
Hey, talk the thing, and this is my point. So a lot of these things, what these fighters be saying, is just cop-outs, because as you quite rightly stated, you weren't saying that when you were the don of the division, the 3 belt holder, steamrolling good fighters, Danny Garcia, Ugas, all these guys. You were the man, you were the number one. But you have the one loss, and all of a sudden, your trainer has taken you as far as you can go. That's wrong. That's wrong. That's the thing I don't respect fighters for. And
do you know what? It's funny that you say that, because like Derek James commented on my thing yesterday when I was talking about the artistry of throwing the double jab. Yes. And the thing that I find truly amazing.
Man said he's cooking from scratch.
Right? No, funny aside, the thing that I find disheartening is like,
man said you just finished a plate of curry goat and rice. I know he did. 100%. He just stuffed himself.
I was rebooting up this laptop, man. So I'm saying to you, when you look on someone like fighters a lot of you with trainers and all the rest of it, it's like, unfortunately, when the fighter wins, it's the fighters. It's the fight to get congratulated. When the fighter loses, it's the coach's fault. So it's very rare that you're going to get a set of fighters that say, well, like, I started with you and that's it. Everybody's looking for an excuse. And the excuse is outside. The excuse is always within. So whatever you want to go blame your damn self. Right?
Look in the mirror.
Look in the as Mickey J said. Right? So and that's where I think like we should end on that part, because like I reckon we got about another half an hour. I'm saying we saw last night Dave Allen take on Philip Hrgovic, and I don't know.
He looked like a Nigerian child that was about to be flogged and then told to stand in the corner with his hands on his head and don't move. Don't move until I tell you don't. That's the kind of beating, the authority that Hrgovic showed Dave Allen last night. And it's levels. It's just boils down to levels. It's boiled down to you can come in the best shape that you have ever been in, which didn't look like no shape to me, and you can have the best game plan. You're fighting, you're stepping up to levels. And I say it again, I watched the is it Jimmy or James Vardy documentary on Netflix. I told you go watch that. And when he moved from the eighth tier to the fourth tier or the third tier, the guy said, the captain of that squad at that time said, there was things he was getting away at the eighth tier
Yep.
that when you come to the second tier, third tier, the footballers can read your moves before you do them.
Mm-hmm. You know
Man.
what,
That's the
Fergie,
levels.
the thing that I end of the day is this, right? I'm not taking nothing away from Dave Allen, right? Dave Allen is a very, very honest human being, right? Uh,
Mm-hmm.
he's a very honest human being, right?
For sure.
And you got to look at it. Hergovic is still got to be up there in the top 10 in the world, right?
100%. Top fives, even maybe.
Okay, right. And if you look at it, Dave Allen is in top 5 in UK.
Yes.
So,
Yes.
right. So there's a big, massive gulf. There's a massive gulf, and it was sold. And I think it was Matt Christie, who's the former editor of the Boxing News, right?
Boxing news, yeah.
Who said, "Do we not understand what's going to happen in this fight? And like, how
No.
can anybody make this fight actually take place?"
Well,
But
this was Hergovic's tune-up before
Moses Atama, yeah,
that's the
right.
facts of it. This was his tune-up. And they sold it very well.
They did. It was sold. It was sold very well. I think they had 10,000 in Doncaster.
Make good money and live a good life off this purse.
Yes,
Yeah,
sir. That's what it's
but
about.
yeah, I hear that, but um, I'm not even upset by what we witnessed yesterday. I'm not. I'm not even saying, "Oh, this was a disgrace," and it wasn't. It was any of those kind of things. Because what did anybody expect that we was going to get?
I don't
Seriously,
know who
Exactly.
anyone
He's
was.
literally Tex Cobb for our generation.
no. Texcope was better than him.
Tex Cobb was better. Okay, I could. Yes, sir, I can respect that.
All right, Texcope better. Remember that Texcope could fight, man.
Yeah,
Texcope,
he could. Oh yeah, he could rumble. Oh,
Texcope could
he
fight.
could rumble.
Bobby Rat. Just
What?
I'm just telling just answering Bobby Rat's question. This is the documentary. Jamie Vardy, mate, on
I was
Netflix.
gonna watch that. I still have to watch that. I still have
Go
to watch
watch that.
that.
Go watch that. A lot of jewels in there.
Yes, sir.
You know,
I might have to watch
because
that tonight. I might have to watch
yes,
that.
sir.
I might watch this tonight.
Go
So
ahead.
that's what I'm saying. I can't get upset by that because, like, the fans came out, and it's more of a nostalgia thing. It's more of a sentimental thing with Dave Allen in his era. He's
Yes.
like a folklore legend to these people. They say, right, he's gonna have a goal, and like, but I don't think, apart from his camp, I don't think anybody thought that he was gonna go win that fight.
No
And
way.
let's be realistic. I don't think anybody thought he was gonna win that fight. And if I was a gambling man, which I'm not, yeah, I mean, I'd have made a lot of money because the odds were very good on Hergovic. Like you'd have got like 5 to 6. Like, so you know what I mean? It's mad, right? So kind of crazy, but it is what it is. So we had that fight last night, and we all knew the outcome of that. But I'm glad that they threw in a towel. And
Yeah,
they
because he took some licks against Madrimov,
he took some
and then
horrible hits in that fight.
and then you're putting him in with Hergovic. It's a different, Hergovic has been around for a long time. So one day he hasn't won a world title. Has he even challenged for a world title?
No, he hasn't. He hasn't.
No,
That's
no,
mad.
sir.
That's
Right.
mad.
I remember he lost to Daniel on cuts,
Yes.
in a swingers, in an absolute swingers.
Yes. But listen, salute to Dave Allen. The thing I do like, even though he said a few disrespectful things in the past, I'm not holding that to what I see of him as an individual. I feel like he's very realistic on who he is and how good he is and the level he's at. He knew, and he knew he just was never that level. He just ain't that level. I've heard him say, "Why am I fighting Moses Atama for? I know I'm gonna get smashed." So, it's the same thing, really. He had an opportunity to fight in his beloved Doncaster. Was it Doncaster? Yeah,
Yeah,
Doncaster
yeah, yeah.
last night in the stadium, walk out in front of fans. people came to watch him, and obviously they never got what they saw, but I did. It was a touch of class from him at the end when he said that Jamie and Nigel, that's like his family, and
Yeah,
if they say stop the fight, then that's what it is. So whatever Dave Allen chooses to do, he still said he wants to, but he needs to, again, he's another one who needs to think about his health, because I can hear the speech. I can
Yes.
hear the speech is mad. The speech is mad, and I keep saying, what is money if you don't have your health?
yeah. But I don't see where he goes from here anyway, Tony.
Yeah, like, bro, he ain't beating Richard
Where does he go?
Riakporhe. He ain't
But
beating Richard Riakporhe
come on.
because that might even be worse. It might not take the sustained beating, because Riakporhe he will out your lights. If you're not agile and you can't move, and you're not strong like him, and I just don't feel Dave has that in him. Maybe if Richard gives up the British and they can make maybe him and Johnny Fisher. Oh no, he's beat Johnny Fisher already.
He beat Johnny Fisher.
He beat Johnny Fisher. So I don't know who he can come up against. Dave Adelaide, that could be a dangerous fight. Dave Adelaide can swim.
They can't give him David Adelaide, Tunde. Come on. I mean, they can't give him David Adelaide, right? So you just got to be realistic. Where's he gonna go from here? Right. And that's what. Well, fair play to him. You know what I mean? Like I said, he's I agree with that. There's a guy, David Kenny just said, David Allen's sparring career has been enough
to cause brain damage. And that's facts.
Because he's been in with all of them. He's been in with every single noted heavyweight of this generation, sparring with him, hard sparring. Like he admits about him getting knocked out by Usyk. It's like,
don't play with me like that, bro.
So you can't play with nobody's health. You can't. But that's that on our shows.
Man said, what's the point of having millions and you can't even eat a cow foot stew? Bro, not everyone knows what you're talking about.
Right.
People are like, what's this cow's foot business? But anyway, it's a
if we went across the pond to Junior Golden Boys era of America last night, and we did get the return of Keyshawn Davis.
Yes.
And what was your thoughts on that one, Junior?
On that performance?
It was
Bro, me and Spencer, the reason why we're laughing, because I asked Spencer the same question this morning, and Spencer was like, "Oh shit, it's a shit, bro." But I want to hear it from the US perspective and what you felt about the fight.
Thing, like, I've known that kid for so long, like, cause I got pictures and stuff. They all him, Shakur, Tweezy, the Keyshawn, all of them would come over and spar, like at Hillcrest with us. And it's like, yeah, Keyshawn can fight. I'm not saying he can't fight.
For sure.
I know he can fight. But as much mess he talk, like as much crap that he talks.
Yes.
Nonsense and the theatrics. It's not adding up to some of the performances. And when you put those in, it just don't add up. It just don't make sense to me. And then I've been around so many old school fighters. I'm sorry, old school fighters I've been around. That's why I talk the way I talk, carry myself the way I carry myself, because of the gyms I was around and the men I was around and the women I was around. You first thing I always used to hear, them old timers didn't care if you was an ounce over. Man, what? You came in overweight? You call yourself a pro? This is what you call yourself a pro? You come in 1 ounce over? You want, man, you want to do this or not? Like, I'm like, I would hear this 1 ounce over. Like, when I was active, the stories I heard about my dad, how he was always on weight and always disciplined and stuff. I came in my fight 2 pounds underweight by accident. Like, 2 pounds under by accident. And like this dude comes in, you move up to 40. You did the bull crap that you did a year or two ago by coming in 4 pounds over and thinking that you were still going to be able to fight and get a person do all this other junk, which really rubbed a lot of people the wrong way. Then you pulled the nonsense backstage.
Yeah.
I heard all about that. I mean, I got the whole rundown on that. And you pulled that mess. Then you move up. So you move up to 40 and you still having trouble making the weight. We all know you really should be at 47. You'll have a good 7 pounds to where you shouldn't miss no weight, no nothing. But you want to be a weight bully. Because you know you're going to get the 140 and you can rehydrate to where you want to be and move them guys around, because everybody knows once you get the 147, it's a little different.
Yes, sir.
The 47, because
them guys are big.
Them dudes are big. Them dudes are coming down. I always tell people, guys, it's a lot of guys at 47
coming up from 175.
Man,
I know that.
You don't need to tell me about that, man. You don't need to tell me about that. I know that's facts.
Hitting you and you put, man, you get hit with them 8 ounces and you like, man, you should be wearing 10, sir. Like, Jesus Christ, it's so you know you don't want to do that. So you want to stay at 40, but then you still come in 1 ounce over, and then you put up that performance.
I mean, it's crazy because after the fight, he said, "Man, all this weight making nonsense. You see, I can't do it. So, but what is going to change when he moves up to 170? Because ultimately, it boils down to discipline. It boils down to discipline, and if he's not showing the discipline and the mental stability before the fight and even during the fight, he flipped a man over that could have broke my man's neck. He done a move where he just you
know when a guy dips in and you got him and you just pick him up and throw him off your shoulder. That move.
That side could we be looking at another fighter that it literally his biggest enemy is himself.
Yeah.
You know, and I feel like that's the difference between him and Shakur. Shakur is a disciplined individual. And his performances show that. Now it's evident. I mean, Bob Arum says that he's got the ability to be the face of boxing, Keyshawn Davis. So he's obviously doing and has the talent, but does he have the discipline to beat or even stand up to someone like Devin Haney? That is a fight that, I would like to see what he's about if he steps in the ring with Dev. What's your own personal opinion on that fight?
If Keyshawn steps in there with Devin?
Yes.
I think it could turn into a war because I don't think either one of them has the capacity to hurt the other badly. Like, you know, like, of course, still 8 ounces, you still could be buzzed, whatever. I get that. But what I mean for people who are watching is, you know, and I know Coach and Mr. Spirit are going to, like I said, but you know, when two guys are made for each other, where it's like they might buzz each other, but they never knock out each other. They just back and forth. That's what I mean. I think that.
You know, I disagree. I think that Devin punches a lot harder than people give him credit for.
Oh my God!
And now he can because he had 47. Right.
Listen, I've known. I see, bro. I've taken Devin on the pads from he's 12 years old, and when he was 12 years old, he had an explosiveness about him that I've never seen in a kid, and a lot of people have mistaken him for not having power. No, he's mastering the art of boxing. But Devin has got power. I mean, we saw what Brian Norman Jr. done last night. If you're not even at a level, Brian Norman Jr. is taking you out.
Yep.
You know, and Devin dropped and just schooled Norman. Schooled him
on him early. Didn't let him get in rhythm.
Early. So you're right. I feel like we can see, you know, now Devin is up at 147. The power is there as well as the boxing skills.
Well, the thing about it is, Devin's a big guy as well. He comes down, he cuts a lot of weight. When he's getting, he was cutting a lot of weight. And I think now he's more at a comfortable weight now. Do you know what I mean? Where the weight cut ain't that bad. You know, like there's certain times where you could spar and you're around your fat weight, but that's when you spar really good. And then when you start to take off those few pounds, it takes its toll on you. I think Devin Haney, and I don't know why Devin Haney is not in the top 10 in pound for pound. He should be in the top 10 pound for pound. I'm going to be real with you. He should be. Right? He should be. You know what I mean? He's been an undisputed champion. He's a freeweight world champion. He should be in the top 10 pound for pound. Right? Even if lower crust, but he should be because he was the youngest ever undisputed lightweight champion. That's got to count for something. Right? That's got to count for something. Right? And I don't care when people say, "Oh, well, it was a suspect win over Lomachenko." He still holds a win over Lomachenko. Right?
Trust me.
Right? And I want people to sit down and make them marinate. What I think with Keyshawn Davis, right? He's a problem to himself.
Yes.
And I don't know if he's got the olders around him, which is so desperately needed because we're seeing right now with Adrian Broner, right? I wouldn't want him to go down that road. Being this imagine we're sitting down, we're speaking about a 4-weight world champion as an underachiever. A 4-weight world champion as an underachiever. It's crazy, right?
You never heard what Junior Golden Boy was saying about that. But carry on first.
Right. So what I'm saying is this is like I would like to like just buckle down a bit because he has got the skills. I remember seeing him when I was out. I covered his fight for ESPN when he fought in Dubai. He's a very talented kid. You know what I mean? Very, very talented kid.
Yeah. Brickhouse Capital says Haney versus Conor Benn. Now, I can say that we have heard from
that's not happening. We know what's happening.
We heard from, and you're getting it here on the Fight Is Right. I've heard from very good sources. You know my ears. Junior, go to where's that? Let me see what's going on. Very good sources that Conor Benn will be fighting Ryan Garcia in September. That's the knowledge that we're getting. And if that is true, that's a big fight, Spence. That's a big fight.
It's a massive fight. And you know what?
Ben against the people in his own town that love to criticize is going up against Ryan Quick Hand Garcia.
The multi-pound, million-pound purse.
Yep.
Wow.
Yep. And the funny thing is that, like I told you, I spoke to Nigel, the dad, a few days ago. I spoke to Nigel Ben, and he was saying like, yeah, because he's meant to be coming over, but he goes, I don't know what's gonna, because he's also been inducted to the Hall of Fame in America. Nigel Ben, I think it's next month. He's getting inducted in the Hall of Fame. So congratulations to Nigel Ben for that. And he was saying like, yeah, so he doesn't know his movements. But he said, I'm going to be in camp with my son Connor, so I don't know where Connor's going to train. If he's going to be training in the UK or if he's going to be training in a Zulfa camp. Because you know Zulfa's got their own facilities.
Yeah.
So he's not sure what his son's going to do. But I have to say, he was saying, like, I want a WBC. That's what he was saying. And he's got the opportunity to fight for it now. And I'm looking forward to that. What's your take on that fight, Junior?
First thing I want to say to Jab Journal, I completely understand what you're saying. What I'm saying about Keyshawn is just, I feel like the theatrics is so much to where, like, yeah, he getting stoppages and everything, but a lot of that stuff is making it underwhelming for his performances. Because a lot of this stuff, a lot of the stoppages, some like the Jermaine Ortiz, he could have got rid of him 6 rounds sooner. Starting to back away from him, and he was starting to push it. And you do all of the talking and stuff, it just makes it slightly.
Hold on, wait a minute.
I agree.
Jermaine Ortiz fought
Keyshawn.
Okay, yeah.
Remember he stopped him in the 11 or 12.
Yeah, 12. But did Ortiz fight Albright?
No, I don't think he. Fought. I don't think he fought Albright. But Conor, what do I think about Conor fighting Ryan?
Yes.
Somebody gonna sleep.
Somebody go to sleep.
Because I keep trying to tell people with Ryan. This is the thing about Ryan.
Somebody go to sleep, man.
Yeah, so this is the thing about Ryan with me. Ryan has a gifted left hook. Like there's certain guys who throw certain punches a great way. And the gift with him is he has a whipping hook. If you just try to throw the hook the way he throws it, you will hurt your rotator cuff. And the way he has it, and it's dead. It's just boom, he throws it. But yet, this kid, for the life of me, will not have a jab. Can you imagine if Ryan Garcia had a hook off the jab brick, and a feint game?
Certain man don't understand the lingo because Bill Haley was give me the same language that when I spoke to him on Friday. Please tell us, the Fight Is Right listeners, what the brick is. The brick.
Oh, so brick is when I'm sitting, I load up. It's the right hand, and I sit there. I'm putting everything on it. But with Ryan, you already talking about a kid who, no matter where he's at, he could just turn that hook, and it's so quick, it's so fast. I trained with Javier Fortuna when he was getting ready for that, but he was sparring at our gym, and he was like, man, and he came back to me, he said, man, you didn't see it. Straight up. He wasn't in shape. Like, I didn't see it. And if you said it, can you just imagine if Ryan just had, if he had a shoulder feint, or if he had a half jab feint, or if he had a foot feint.
So who's Ryan training with now? Who's he training with now?
I think he's back with his dad, right?
I think he's with his dad again. Yeah.
Okay, that's a powerful concoction. That's the powers. I don't business. I'm telling you now, Conor Benn's going to beat Ryan Garcia.
I'm about to get to that. And if Ryan sits there and just had a feint and a hook off the jab and a right hand, and will be able to blind the guy, make a guy. The biggest thing for people watching, if you can make a guy, when you feint, Kevin Kelly I always used to love watching Kevin Kelly feint. Like when he fought Prince, he had Prince doing this and blinking. I was like, oh, so that's what it is. But you could feint a guy, and if you can make it.
That was December 19th, 1998.
At the
97.
At the Mecca. And nobody will ever forget what they did that night with them two little men were giants that night. But when you send that feint a guy, if you can make a guy, I was always taught, when you feint a guy, whether it's your foot feint, shoulder feint, half jab feint, whatever, if you can make him blink, or you can make him chase a pick or pull up like this, boom, drop it on him. Whatever it is, drop the shot on him. And you got somebody with Ryan who has good speed to where he's going to make you, if you can make a guy do it, man, shoot it. But because he doesn't have those things, you're talking about a kid in Conor Benn who he is of his dad. He wants to fight like his dad. He's fighting like his dad. He brings it to you. So if I got Conor Benn, I'm telling him, I don't give a sorry to Kurt Coach. I don't give a shit if the jab lands. Just put it out there to get his attention. Because what does Ryan do? He pulls up. He stiffs up and he pulls up like this.
Yes.
And then he dips his head like this and he clinches. He pulls in for the clinch. So, all right, just shoot the jab, shoot it at his shoulder, make him have to pull up. Once he pulls up, do what you do. Do what your genetics is giving you from your father. Pull, slide. Once you get here, I want you to tear him out the frame from the bottom up.
Come on.
Tear this kid out the frame. I'm telling you, stick with this, Conor. 7, 8, 9, he'll be ready to go.
Right.
7th, the 8th, the 9th, he ready to go.
Well, I'm telling you,
Conor Benn is going to beat Ryan Garcia.
He's going to beat him, Tunde. You know why? Yeah? When you're dealing, I've said this before, when you're dealing with the disciplined guy versus the undisciplined guy, always go for the disciplined guy. We can say whatever you want to say about Conor Benn.
Yes.
And when you're seeing Ragaru, who's a wily old Fox pro, could turn around and say, in my lifetime of being in the game, nobody hasn't hit me as hard as Conor Benn. Right? We're looking at the skill gap. Right? We're looking at the skill gap, thinking, well, the skill was demonstrated. No, brother. I'm not looking at the skill gap. I'm looking at Conor knows I'm coming to have it with you. And also the fact that he went for a lot, especially like in the last fight, he went for a lot with the build-up, leaving Eddie and Zuffa, Eddie being sat ringside, watching him fight and blah and all the rest of it. I know he must have felt away. But I'm saying now, I just believe the intensity that he's gonna stick on Ryan Garcia, especially Ryan blows hot and cold. Conor Ben doesn't blow hot and cold, right? And there lies the difference. I don't care. Oh, we're gonna get a good. Listen, Conor Ben is an animal, right? And now with the Zuffa, he's gonna be out for the Zuffa camp training as well. I just think that Conor Ben's gonna stick it on Ryan Garcia and beat him. I think he's gonna beat him on points. So he's not gonna be easy because you're gonna get past that fast left hand. He's got to get past that fast left hand. But Conor Ben is a very calculated guy and not being given the credit that he should have got, even though they said, oh, but he fought Eubank, and no, he still beat Eubank.
Middleweight.
So this what I want people to have this in your head. Conor Ben is coming with that thing, and now that it seems like he can make the weight pretty easy as well. Yeah, I think Conor Ben's going to come out victorious against Ryan Garcia. That's my take on it. Anyway, gentlemen, I've got to give you like 5 more minutes and I've got to bounce. So yeah.
All right, 5 more minutes in the show. Yeah, it's gonna be a fantastic fight if we can get that fight over the line. Still a few things to sort out, but I'm hearing that
it's done. Son. The fight is done.
September is gonna be the date, and that is a fantastic, gigantic occasion.
Conor can shut everybody up if he pulls this off.
If he pulls,
especially hey, did you see the bare knuckle fight?
No, who's fighting bare knuckle?
Before some, Paulie fought some Pacquiao man.
Pacquiao, what happened? What happened?
The Pacquiao man broke him up. The Filipino man.
That bare knuckle junk, man. He won his last fight, and then too much.
I was at that fight. His last fight, I was at the fight prior. I was at that fight. But yeah, unfortunately, he come up second best. But them bare knuckle fights is mad. Seriously, it's mad, Tunde.
They're brutal. They're brutal. I don't understand how a professional fighter can go from boxing with gloves on to bare knuckle, which is way more dangerous. And you're at the end of your career.
And Paulie's hands are awful. His hands are awful.
Right. He couldn't punch when he had gloves on. So what makes you think he's gonna punch when now he ain't got gloves on?
No, it's crazy. He could crack when he was in the amateurs. He tore his, he broke multiple bones, tore tendons in his hand early in his pro career. That's the power away.
Okay.
Right.
He does. Checkmate quite rightly said he needs to retire. He can't be going up and fighting these guys because he's gonna get damaged. I heard him. I didn't listen to it, but he seems like he had something to say on Broner's career. But while you're watching Broner's career, you want to think about your own health because you're doing this bare knuckle thing, and that's far more dangerous, in my opinion.
I ain't gonna lie, the bare knuckle fighting is exciting,
Yeah, bro.
You hear that impact when that bone on bone land?
Yeah.
And that's my thing. Why won't they just do like you can get your hands wrapped just like with gloves, but no gloves? Like, but let them wrap their hands with, let it be that. You know, but that junk is damaging, man.
Are they paying these guys a lot of money because
they get paid like the BKB, how they put it together is really good. I've been to 2 of their events and they were really good. It's only because this one was up in Manchester. I couldn't be bothered to that travel. But the events are it's exciting as well. I'm not gonna lie to you, Tunde. It's exciting. But you look on that and you think, I would never do that. You got some different kind of
Nah. My girlfriend said, "Oh, I see why y'all wear gloves." Like, cause I said, gloves make a big difference, man. You see guys go to 12-round roars and all they got is a little mouth. It's a reason.
Yes. Yeah. Paulie Malignaggi, he needs to relax. Very controversial as a commentator, and I think that's where his calling is really. But going into a fight, it makes me feel like these fighters are mismanaging their money.
No, you know what?
Paulie good.
That's what I thought.
Yeah,
good.
It's a fight, Tunde. He's just a fighter.
No. That's nonsense. That's no education. We mean he's just a
Anyways, what's that? Don't miss the Snapchat there. The KS Yeah,
Thank
yeah.
you,
So,
KS2222 E8Z. He said, "Ask Golden Boy, do you think Carissa Shields would beat him?"
Be who?
I think he's talking about. Did she say she can beat Devon or Garcia or one of them guys? I'm not too sure. I'm not too sure you're referring
Thurman
to.
and all of them, right? She
you know
was saying.
what? Listen, I'm just gonna be real, yeah. There's weight division for a reason, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
right. And there's also X and Y and Y chromosomes for a reason as well. So I don't even want to get into this argument. Then Christian she'll say that she can beat these people, she can beat this man, she can beat that man. Then I agree with her. You in your mind you can beat those guys. But in the reals, I'm not entertaining that conversation, right?
Yeah.
Simply because um can't you just be happy like doing the stuff that you're doing? You made a fantastic amount of money. You're popping. Your socials are up. It seems like you're in a nice, lovely relationship right now with you and Papoose, right? And you're heavyweight champion of the world. You're 4-weight world champion for a female, and you're earning really good money now. Like I don't even like to entertain this. I don't want.
And finally, Alexander Usyk makes his ring return next Saturday in Egypt in front of the pyramids
That's
against this Rico brother. I never heard of him in my life.
Tune
But
up.
I have, you know. I remember when he used to come and spar Tyson Furyton.
Oh yeah.
He's like, yeah, world kickboxing champion, all the rest of it. Peter Fury's going to be in the corner with him. The guys from round 13, I think they're going out for it. So they were telling me. But you just got, at the end of the day, this, I'm not interested in watching that fight at all. Right? I'm not interested. But what I am going to say is that Usyk has earned the right to fight a Billy Man because you just got to look at
A Billy Man.
Look at his resume. He has earned the right to fight a numpty. He's beaten everyone. He's beaten Dubois. He's beaten Dubois twice. He's beaten AJ twice. He's beaten Tyson Fury twice. Come on, right?
Yeah, for sure.
So yeah, right. So you've earned the right. But after this fight, give us something or retire.
Yes. And listen, there's always a lot we can talk about. Loma's return. I see that come up. But yeah, I think, listen, let's wrap it up. We've been on now for 2 hours.
Yeah,
Just over 2 hours now. Just over 2 hours. It's been a great show. As always, it has been an absolute pleasure to have Junior, the Golden Boy, spitting knowledge from across the pond, giving us the updates, the insights, the informations, the fight strategies. Don't get them too much though, because we need to keep this thing.
Yes, sir. I got you.
Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, thank you as always for joining us on another fantastic show. And we're gonna sign it out in exactly the same way we brought it in, with the magical words of dream it, believe it, become it.
Coming up, I'm wishing you guys a pleasant, fantastic next 7 strong days. Peace to thinkers. We out.
We out.